let's talk about arguably the most unnecessary movie sequel of all time. What's going on, guys? I'm Chris, and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be giving you my review of Don't Breathe 2, the non-highly anticipated sequel to the 2016 thriller/horror movie Don't Breathe. This movie stars Stephen Lang returning as the man, the blind man. And before I give you guys my thoughts, definitely hit the like button, comment your thoughts on Don't Breathe 2 down below, and make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any future videos. I'm just going to say right off the bat, I am not a fan of this movie. I went in with extremely low expectations. Going in with my low expectations, I still walked out of this movie pretty disappointed. Now, the main issue I have with Don't Breathe 2 is the fact that it tries to humanize the antagonist from the first movie. This despicable human from the first Don't Breathe returns, and we're supposed to just get on board with what he does in this movie. We're supposed to root for him and view him as a hero. I can't do that, and the movie asks a little too much of me, and I think most audience members will agree, to cheer for one of the most evil, nasty, and disgusting characters from movies in recent years. And then throw in the fact that all of the supporting characters in this movie are brand new and they're not fleshed out enough at all. There is a new daughter figure in this movie, and the actress does a great job with what she's given, but when it comes down to it, we don't find out much information about her for the first hour of the movie. You're literally just wondering, what the hell is her role here? And then there are a few twists and turns that occur throughout this movie, some of which I have to give credit because they actually caught me off guard and I didn't see them coming, but when it boils down to it, I didn't give a damn about any character in this movie, and the one character they were pushing down our throats is literally the villain of the first movie. And another reason this movie was so upsetting is because the first one is so original, and it's truly a great horror thriller. It's contained to this one house, and I love one location movies. I'm honestly a sucker for them when they're done right, and I think that first one is a prime example of just a great one location thriller suspense movie. This movie's lacking suspense, and it's lacking any thrills, really. A lot of people are saying this movie's more of a slasher, and I totally see that, but it doesn't even work. I was getting exhausted in the theater the way they were trying to build up tension. It just was not effective because the characters, again, I didn't care about. In the first movie, the three characters that break into the house, we get like 20 minutes of them talking and plotting and getting a backstory on each of them so we understand why they're doing what they're doing. In this movie, the way that the story is crafted, we don't know who the people are that are going after Stephen Lang's character and his new, quote, daughter. So when the first suspenseful sequence does take place, I just don't care, and honestly, I was starting to doze off in the movie theater. It's very rare for me to get sleepy in a movie, but they built up this scene of tension for like 10 minutes with what looked like an attempt at a one-shot take. The camera kept going through all the house. It was very predictable. You knew when jump scares were going to come. It's very cliched as well, the way that they use the different creaks in the doors and the different switching of angles, so all of that was very just cliche, run-of-the-mill for me, and it just took me out of the movie. Throw in the fact that the characters that we do get introduced to later on in this movie are absolutely terrible people, and it makes this movie even more unlikable. The fact that we're having to root for the worst character, the worst person ever from the first movie, and he's going up against arguably even worse people, doesn't really make a movie enjoyable or rewatchable or even likable. So because of that, I was not a fan of Don't Breathe 2 at all. It falls flat, and it's just not at all even really a horror movie in my eyes. It's some B-movie action horror wannabe, and it has moments where it's like a slasher. I can't even really call this a horror movie though. It just feels like some bland, lost episode for some random network television show and just doesn't work at all. The first movie ended perfectly, and I still view that one as one of my favorite thrillers from the past decade, but this movie is arguably my least favorite movie of the entire year. It's a total failure compared to the first one, and I honestly don't know how some of this movie was even greenlit. So when it comes down to it, Don't Breathe 2 is just a drag of a movie, completely unnecessary. I didn't care about any of the characters in this movie. The only breathing I did was snoring. I'm gonna give Don't Breathe 2 a 1 out of 5 stars. I cannot recommend this movie. It is vastly different from that first movie. It's honestly a disgrace to the first movie though, because that's a great horror thriller, and this doesn't really have any aspects of that first movie. It's such a shell of what made the first movie great. But that's gonna do it for my quick review, honestly rant on Don't Breathe 2. Definitely hit the like button, comment your thoughts on the movie down below. Did you actually enjoy this one? I would love to have a conversation down there. I was not a fan of this movie at all, but if you guys did enjoy it, let me know in the comments down below. I'll interact with you, and we'll have a civil discussion about the movie. Definitely hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any future reviews, rankings, Blu-ray videos, reactions, all that good stuff. And until next time, I'll see you guys later.